Okay, so one thing we just got to be aware of is whenever we buy a filter, sometimes the best thing to do is take it all apart and put it back together, because you find little secrets, like for example that your media is still in the plastic. So obviously it's not going to work. So once we take the media out of the plastic,
both of them like
then we'll be rocking. We'll check the other filter in a second. So what we're going to do now is take it all out.
all right, because I mean I've pulled that to pieces.
Yeah, of course it'll be okay. And we'll put some polyfilter on the top, and we leave the polyfilter in until it turns black. Really important that we line up these holes with the canister filter. So that one there, we want to line up with this one here, which is what we want to line up with that one there, and then that has to line up with that there.
Yep.
Because
yeah, I know that does.
Because basically the water has to go down, then it comes back up through all the filter medias. And you can't have them offset, otherwise it'll just go to and from the top one and it will not work.
Okay.
And we have to put this down next, because that is going to keep the floss and that out of the impeller. Now the other thing to be aware of too is inside here is an impeller. So about a couple of times a year we actually want to pull this out. Yeah, so
no, there's not an impeller in there, but I've never pulled it to pieces.
Yeah, so we go like this, and we pull this out. It's pretty hard to do with one hand. Yeah, so do you want to try pulling that out? You might need two hands. Yep, with two hands you'll get it out.
My fingers are too big, I think.
Maybe.
I've got a nice little pair of
And then we
pliers.
want to clean the inside of there, and we want to clean all this. Obviously this is a brand new filter, so this one's pretty clean. Then we want to check the shaft is all okay. We want to clean all that, pop that in there. Then we just want to pop this back on the top again and make sure that clicks in. And we want to be doing that a couple of times a year. So if we're filling up the tank with the hose, we need to put a little squirt of this in every 5 centimeters we go up. So this will only treat water that it contacts. So if I tip a little bit of this in, every 5 centimeters the water goes up, and I treat the volume of the tank, then that's a very safe way of doing it. What we don't want to do is fill it up and then put that in after, and we definitely don't want the filter running at that time. So the idea is for us to have added the water ager to the water before we turn the filter back on. And that way we're protecting our good bacteria, and we're not going to shock the fish.
But see, at the moment you've got that filter, you've got no water in it.
Correct.
Yeah.
So that's okay. I don't want that filter on or running until the water ages in the water, because that way I'm not going to chlorine flush it.
So
And
you'll fill it up, and then you'll put some of that in, then
correct.
it'll pump into there.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. And then I don't want to change too much water at a time, because I don't want to shock the fish. Buffer, because the buffer was relatively high. We have added water ager because we have to do that every time. And we have added 1 dose of the lake salt. So we'll just keep an eye on that GH level, because I got a feeling we're going to need more than what they've suggested. The fish have really come alive, by the way. They're really...
And they're ready for cooking and eating?
Yeah, they're all come good. Now the next conversation we're just going to have is about the spray bar. So that big spray bar in the back of the filter is totally fine, and we totally can leave it.
Yeah.
But to me,
Take this one off. So there's only a small one.
to me, it's all just something else we have to look at. So if you don't mind the spray bar, you can totally have it. But if it was up to me, I would just have this thing shooting, and then I'd be trying to just make sure it agitates the surface to put the oxygen back in that the filter takes out. It sucks out of the aquarium, then it goes down through the filter, and the filter sucks out all the good oxygen and feeds the good bacteria. So it's shooting back in like this is ideal, because then we get to gas off the oxygen, so we get to reoxygenate the water that the filter itself takes out. So the more agitated our surface, the less CO2 we'll get, and the better our oxygen level will be, and therefore the better our redox will be, so therefore the better the whole tank will run. Also, over time, if you ever notice the ornaments looking a bit, how you going? If you put them in the sun for a day, then flip them around, leave them in the sun for a day, the sun will bleach the algae off them and make them look quite good.
Oh, that's good.
So that will buy some time. that will sort of just clean up the ornaments, and giving the ornaments a little swap around every now and then is a really great idea. The other thing too that I'm a big fan of is you set your tank up, you make it look really nice, and you'll find that for 1 year you love it,
Yeah.
and then 1 year you like it, and then you've sort of seen it. So I'm a big fan of every now and then swapping some of your fish, swapping your decorations, even so that if you sort of evolve a bit of change in the tank, you'll find that you'll tend to be a lot more interested in your fish. If you have exactly the same fish all the time, you've sort of seen them. So
Yeah,
I'm a
yeah.
big fan of change.
Changing your fish around.
Yeah, changing fish around, changing environment round, and it tends to keep you keen. So this water will clear up as we have the light off and as the good bacteria establishes in the filter. So this will not happen tomorrow. This will take a number of weeks,
to get right, yeah.
and then it will clear up beautifully, and then it really should not be a problem again. The next thing we're going to have to be aware of in this tank is overpopulation, because nature only lets you have a certain amount of fish. And if you break that rule, then some of them have to die. That's just what happens. So no more fish. You really don't want fish. Unless we take fish out, then you can get more fish.